With smartphone photography improving all the time, the best compact cameras have to do more to earn a place in your pocket. That could be an optical zoom that gets you closer, or a large sensor that shoots sharper than the best camera phones. Some compacts are just good fun to shoot with. One thing is certain, every compact listed here does something unique. If we've learned anything from testing hundreds of compact cameras, it's that there isn't one right option for everyone. The choice comes down to your own needs and budget. We have listed the best compact camera for 2024 and their key features. You need to consider this to help you choose the best one for you. For more information on the product, as always, I've included a link in the description box down below, which are updated with the best prices on each product. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to stay tuned till the end so you don't miss anything. Now let's get started. Number 5. Canon PowerShot G5X Mark II. The best compact all-rounder for enthusiasts. The best Canon cameras you can buy don't just include full-frame flagships. The Canon PowerShot G5X Mark II is easily one of the top options from the brand currently. It's not the cheapest option out there currently, but it's a well-rounded camera with a pocket-friendly form factor and fantastic handling. New features for the Mark II include the excellent stacked 20.1 nits/per 1-inch CMOS sensor equipped with the brand's Digitsy processing engine. This model is now capable of 30 FPS in RAW burst mode, 20 FPS burst in regular JPEG, and also features a respectable lineup of video specs. Being able to fully capture video at 4K without any crop factor is a particular highlight in such a small body. Other excellent new additions include USB charging, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth connectivity, which are all fantastic quality of life additions for any camera, especially one at this price point. These additions, combined with the Mark II's excellent build quality and versatile 24-120mm f1.8 to 2.8 lens, make this camera an excellent everyday carry option and one of best travel cameras in particular. Focusing is generally nice and brisk, and the focus tracking system does well to adhere to subjects. Face detection is also fast, and does well to spot smaller subjects, while the image stabilization system is also clearly effective, helping to deliver crisper images and a more stable feed as you're composing images. Image quality is generally very good too, with reliable exposures, and the ability to choose from Canon's established picture styles helps you to get the results you want with minimal fuss. The lens can be a little soft at its wider focal lengths and wider apertures, however, and this also gives 4K videos some softness. When you zoom in and close down the aperture, things look considerably better. Number 4. Leica Q3. The best compact you can buy for big money, new compact cameras are a rarity in 2023 because of how good the best camera phones have become. But those that succeed in offering a different user experience to phones and to the best mirrorless cameras are still proving popular. The Fujifilm X100V, another contender for the title of Best Compact Camera, is always on back order, and the Leica Q3 surpasses that camera for those who can afford it. In one sense, calling the Q3 a premium compact camera is a stretch, because it's equal in size to a mid-range full-frame mirrorless camera like the Panasonic Lumix S5 II. However, the Q3 is in this category because its lens is built in. And what a lens it is. The built-in Summilux 28mm f1.7 ASPH is my new favorite lens, period. Its exquisite design offers a tactile shooting experience, an attribute that I believe will become increasingly important to help dedicated cameras stand out from the best camera phones instead. But tucked away is access to the camera's modern features. These include Leica's best autofocus yet, which reliably tracks human subjects, although its performance is still some way behind the best autofocus systems on the market. There's also a first for a Leica camera, a tilt touchscreen. For low-angle shooting and discrete waist-level reportage and documentary photography, the new design is a godsend. The tilt design is poorly implemented. It's clunky and tricky to pull out, especially if a leather case is in place. But I don't mind that, because it's like Leica wants you to keep the screen flush in the body, only offering you the tilt if you really need it. Comprehensive upgrades over the Leica Q2 monochrome include a higher resolution 60.3 nits/p full-frame sensor, which has phase detection autofocus built in and is capable of recording 8K 30p videos. Number 3. Panasonic Lumix LX100 II. The best compact camera for hobbyist photographers, Panasonic's opted not to tinker with the zoom lens. With the Lumix LX100 II featuring the same 24-75mm Leica DC Vario Summilux f1.7 f2.8 lens as the original camera. It may not have the broad zoom range of some compacts, but when you consider the fast variable maximum aperture available, although the f1.7 marking on the aperture ring only applies at the widest zoom setting, it's impressive stuff considering the size of the lens. Panasonic has achieved this by designing the lens to feature 6 optical groups that can all be moved independently, and 5 aspherical lenses with extra dispersion properties to control chromatic aberration. The focal range is more than adequate for general shooting as well. covering everything off from wide landscapes to short telephoto shots, while the fast variable maximum aperture makes it a versatile piece of glass. The Lumix LX100 II gets touchscreen functionality, while the electronic viewfinder offers a large 2.76 million dot resolution. It's worth noting, though, that this is a sequential design, with red, green, and blue elements displayed in quick succession that produce a display which you perceive as a full-color rendering. This can result in a tearing effect if you move the camera quickly or your subject moves quickly, which is why OLED displays are preferred, as all three colors are displayed simultaneously. The Lumix LX100 II can shoot 4K video, but be aware that this crops in on the center of the sensor, resulting in a 1.34x crop factor, so the widest focal length possible is 32mm. You do get all of Panasonic's clever 4K photo shooting modes, however, including post-focus, sequence composition, and focus stacking, as well as the ability to shoot at 30 FPS. You'll only get 8 JPEG files in these modes, but they can make the difference between getting a shot and not. Number 2, Sony RX100 Mark VII. The best feature-packed compact camera, while the first 5 RX100 models maintained a relatively restrained zoom range and a wide maximum aperture, the RX100 SOX 6 swapped it for a lens equivalent to 24 to 200mm in 35mm terms, and the RX100 Sadr 7 retains this optic. The fact that Sony squeezed this lens into a body no larger than before was impressive, but the trade-off was a reduction in maximum aperture. The lens has a spherical, advanced aspherical, and extra-low dispersion glass on the inside to help keep things rosy, while optical steady-shot technology has also been included to keep things stable. It also still has a separate DRAM chip to help crunch through all the data from the sensor at speed, and it now works with the latest version of the company's Bion ZX engine, and that partnership provides some pretty staggering burst rate figures. Indeed, this is one of the big shifts from the RX100 VIX, and brings what Sony claims to be performance in terms of speed that's on a par with its A9 model, which is still the flagship mirrorless camera in the Alpha family. What does that mean in figures? It means 60 autofocus and auto exposure calculations per second, which allows for burst shooting at 20 FPS with autofocus and auto exposure working throughout, without any blackout of either the viewfinder or the LCD. While that's impressive enough, if you're willing to sacrifice adjustments to autofocus and auto exposure and call on the single burst shooting drive mode, you can shoot images at 30 FPS, 60 FPS, or a ridiculous 90 FPS at their full resolution. The other catch is that all of these modes can only be used to capture 7 frames at a time. Videos are once again recorded to 4K UHD quality at a maximum 30p, with no pixel binning and the option of 4K active steady shot, which is said to be 8 times more effective at steadying footage than the more conventional 4K standard steady shot. Number 1, Fujifilm X100VI. The best compact camera for most enthusiasts, the Fujifilm X100V currently ranks as our best premium compact camera, but that model has just been well and truly superseded by its successor, the Fujifilm X100VI. The 6th gen model has better features and offers better performance and image quality, while retaining all that we love about the X100 series. Classic styling, old-school exposure dials, a super sharp fixed 23mm f2 lens, and that lovely hybrid viewfinder. You could look at the X100VI as a Fujifilm X-T5 in an X100 series body. That means a higher resolution than ever 40 megapixel sensor, 6.2K video, and for the first time in the series, in-body image stabilization. We also get Fujifilm's best ever autofocus, with tracking and subject detection that includes humans, animals, birds, and vehicles. So we effectively have 2 fantastic cameras combined into one, and the result is the best entry in this fixed lens compact series yet. I love it, and in many ways it's a more compelling Leica Q3 alternative. There's also that's plenty familiar here. The retro design has changed, but only a little. This is a slightly heavier camera because it accommodates in-body image stabilization. And if you ask me, the extra 10% weight is totally worth it for the additional versatility the IBIS brings. This is still very much a compact camera. A few features carried over from the X100V now feel like quirks. A single UHSI SD card slot limits the video and burst shooting capability, weather sealing is still only achieved with a lens adapter attached, and perhaps even the lens focal length, a full-frame equivalent 35mm, is limiting for those that like to shoot wider, especially given that we could easily crop to 35mm thanks to the extra pixels. But the Fujifilm X100VI is a superb compact camera that's unlike any other.